to cock. I'm only trying to strip it down to essentials. Thinking aloud.
I wonder, would you mind thinking more quietly?
Am I shouting? Sorry. I tend to raise my voice when I'm helping people. When I see a young couple giving up their lives to a lost cause, it gives me the screaming habdabs. As a socialist. The waste. I think to myself, all right, I don't care. I am my brother's keeper. I bloody well am.
That's much quieter, thanks.
Oh, another joke, another giggle.
Come on, Freddie, let's go.
Well, the whole issue's a giggle. I throw you a lifeline and you giggle. The whole country giggling its way to disaster.
She broke down tonight.
Oh,
you said you wouldn't. In a flood of tears. Come on.
Because she can't cope anymore with your suspicions and jealousies. So I said I'd put you straight on 1 or 2 points.
Wasting your breath, darling.
A, we are not going to bed together.
Scab.
B, it's hardly likely because A, she loves you. B, I love Pam. And C, I've got 3 smashing kids.
Darling, I love you too.
And I'm hardly likely to throw all that away for a bit on the side. However gorgeous that bit may be. And though I'm not a practicing Christian, I think I know my duty. And, Squaresville or not, I happen to believe in duty.
Terribly sweet.
Right, I hardly know how to say this now after your masterly dismissal of jokes, but here it is. The whole idea was just another sick fantasy. I know you've never touched her, let alone shafted her.
He's a nut.
I was trying to bring back the magic to our marriage. Stir it up, a kind of emotional aphrodisiac.
If you ever try that with me, I'll leave you.
Well, I may be Squaresville, but I'm not sick.
You're so roundabout.
You wouldn't let me near you. All day I've been running blue movies in the back of my retina. Both of us romping about the room, shouting with satisfaction. What did I get from you? Your hands are cold.
This is too juvenile. Let's go.
That's what he wants. But I want to help him. Am I wasting my time, do you think?
Listen to that this time of night. How can people hear the telly?
Oh, she loves the carols. Let me bring her down.
No, we're going.
You've never seen her, wouldn't you like to?
I'd love to.
It's 10:20.
Well, the au pair girl will have gone to bed.
Your train in the morning.
What train? It's not tomorrow.
I thought it was tomorrow.
No, darling. You'd like to see her, wouldn't you?
Love to. Give me a light.
You'll get lung cancer.
They're my lungs.
Sheila, don't.
What?
I forgot to tell you what happened while you were out.
What?
Should I tell you?
Happened where?
Here. First, I fed Jo. She was constipated. She hadn't been for a week. So I chose a nice tin of strained prunes, what my grandma used to call black-coated workers. They have to be strained still because her teeth are a bit stumpy. After I got that knocked down, I had a bite myself and I read the paper. But she kept having little fits and whimpering. So I plonked her in the nursery. I thought to myself, perhaps the spasm's hurting. So I tried to loosen it with exercises.
Constipation hurts her.
The spasms in her back between her shoulders. Sheila's got this method of breaking it down from a lady wrestler she met at an Oxfam coffee party.
She's a physiotherapist.
What you do is you take her arms and you place them across her chest like so, and you hold them really tight, and then you push her head right forward and down until her chin is rammed between her collarbones, as though you're trying to make a parcel. I don't know whether it helps or not, but I faced the fact a long time ago that I enjoy it. I find myself smiling when she cries. At least it's a reaction. But tonight she wouldn't stop even when I let her go.
The fits upset
So I
her.
undressed her and I applied a suppository and I put a rubber sheet underneath. I placed her down and I doubled her up like a book. And I pressed her on her stomach to help, and at last, over half an hour, I think she managed number 2.
Oh, good. That's been bothering her all her life.
Listen a minute. It was no sooner out than she started all that gulping and lip-smacking, stretching her arms, opening and closing her blind eyes, the grand mal. And I thought, that's it! The lot, that's all you can do. Pain and fits. And not for the first time in 10 years. I thought, is it ever worth it?
It never is.
Worth what?
The effort.
We've got no choice.
Of course you have.
Anyway, when the fit was over, I plonked her in a chair, and I stood behind her, and I took a cushion, and placed it over her mouth and nose, and I held it there while I counted 100. There was no pain or anything. It seemed very peaceful.
What? God!
When it was all over, took the cushion away, and I said, "Nurse, you have seen nothing. We are in this together." And I looked up to see the nurse throw off her cape, revealing the burly figure of Sergeant Blake of Scotland Yard.
Honestly, Brian.
You almost believed me, didn't you?
No, almost I did.
I should know by now, shouldn't I? She's all right, isn't she?
Yes.
I'm going to see her.
Tell me, were you relieved, even a little bit, when you thought I might have done it?
Oh, don't be
Even that teeny-weeny drop of relief to think it might all be
How
over.
could I?
How about you?
What?
Were you relieved at all?
Of course not. Horrified.
Because it would mean murder?
Can't take life, man.
Her life! What is it?
I don't care.
You've never seen her!
I'd like to see her.
You shall in a minute!
Darling, it's 10:30.
She is not alive! What can she do?
It doesn't matter.
Asphyxiation! Delay! 10 years by drugs!
Well, she should be put away.
Everyone's always suggesting do something. When I make a suggestion, it's all wrong.
If all you can suggest is murder, yes.
Living with Sheila, you get to welcome death. With life burgeoning from every cranny, flora, fauna, goat bean, goldfish, budgies, busy lizzies, cats, fleas.
I knew I'd been itching.
Fleas for my cats, Sydney and Beatrice Webb, we're not sure which. When the Tom Kitten was born, Sheila wanted to call him Dick. I drew the line at that, standing on the front steps, last thing shouting, "Dick! Dick!" But I got killed in the rush.
There are one or two.
She embraces all living creatures, except Freddy. She never embraces him.
I said, there are one or two great moral commandments, and in my view, they're the only hope we've got against chaos. Love thine enemy. Thou shalt not kill. Do you know how the final solution of the Jewish problem began? In the mental hospitals. It's just a step from there to Auschwitz.
That kind of thing certainly gives legalized killing a bad name. But what about the other problems? The bomb aim gets decorated. Anyone who lets Joe die gets 10 years.
Well, the cases are different. A rational intelligence can distinguish between them.
So I've noticed.
Put it this way, you don't agree with killing.
No.
But if a madman breaks in here and tries to rape your wife, what do you do?
Kill him.
Exactly. Killing is sometimes unavoidable.
Thou shalt not kill unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yes.
Whose side is he on?
Darling, it's 10:30.
You're like the blasted speaking clock. At the third stroke, beep, beep, beep.
Oh, charming! It wasn't my idea coming back here in the first place. But once Freddie set eyes on a lame dog, you might as well talk to the moon. I keep looking at that door and thinking she's going to come through it any moment with that poor weirdie. I know it's awful, but it's one of my, you know, things. We're none of us perfect. I can't stand anything NPA.